Okay, so we went and saw The Bear Who Does Cocaine,
I don't know how you
starring Pablo Escobar. Mm-hmm. No. This stars Kerry Russell. I would not. She's the headliner on the opening credits. I wouldn't say she's the star of the movie. I think that's false advertising. This is an ensemble film, right? It's an ensemble cast. I don't think anyone's the main character. I guess if anybody's the main character, it's the Cocaine Bear.
Yeah, it's the Cocaine Bear.
Right? And that's what everyone's coming to see. So, this is supposedly based on a true story. I have not looked into, I wish I had looked into, like, what happened, but I'm assuming cocaine went missing in the forest.
Right.
Right? Because all it says at the end, is that the cocaine, this is not a spoiler, but that the cocaine was, like, dropped into the forest and was never recovered.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
That's all it says.
Yeah.
So, I'm not even 100%. I'm going to have to look this up. Did a bear even do cocaine, or did they just dump
I don't think
shit
the bear.
out there?
I don't know about the bear.
Is there a bear
cocaine.
that, like, did cocaine?
I don't think that's
we'll look
true.
into
I
it.
think that the cocaine going missing is the true part.
Probably.
And they were just like, what if a bear found
What
it?
if a bear
Because
found it,
there
yeah.
are, like, there is, like, a very quick segment of newscast footage in the beginning that I think
that looks
was
real,
authentic. But, I don't think a bear did cocaine.
Maybe. We'll look it up, and then we'll tell you how wrong we are.
Right.
I mean, anyways, doesn't matter. All right, so, drug guy is throwing freaking these bags out of the plane. The cocaine lands in the forest, and he's unable to retrieve them, we'll say.
Yeah.
And a bear finds him, does the cocaine, and wreaks havoc along the countryside. We get a few different... we get this kind of motley crew of personalities and characters that are all there for different reasons. We get these two guys who are working for Ray Liotta's character. One of them is his son, and they're looking for the cocaine because the drug dealers are going to kill him if they don't find it. Then you got Kerry Russell, who's looking for her kid, and her kid had went out there, ditched class, to go out there with her friend. They're like 13, I think she says in the movie. And then we also have like the park ranger woman, and then we have this little gang of thugs, and and then a cop who's also on the trail of what happened. Okay, so as far as the movie goes, it's Cocaine Bear. Right? And I remember what I told Kayla when we walked out was like, I'm not really sure who this film is trying to cater to or appeal to. Because, like, the title alone should suggest and should just outright tell you, like, this movie's for a very specific audience. Right? Like, this is a movie for people who want to go and have fun watching a bear do cocaine.
Yeah.
And kill everybody. And while you do get that technically, and there are some things in here that are cool and do kind of live up to what you were wanting, namely the ambulance scene.
Yeah.
The biggest mistake the movie makes for me is putting these kids in the movie that you know nothing's going to happen to, and having them do something that doesn't pay off at all, right? I don't know. I don't know if that's spoilery or not. I don't really know how to say it without saying it. But I will just say that I was kind of like middle of the road with this movie. I thought some things were fun, and I thought something like more than less of it, I was kind of just very, very blah, neutral on. Kind of just like, okay, this movie should be way crazier.
Yeah.
This movie should be way more violent.
Yes.
This movie should be more batshit insane. Like, if you're going to make Cocaine Bear, like, go for it. Do some cocaine while making this movie and just go for it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I felt like...
Imagine if this was made in the 80s.
Oh my god, they would be actually doing cocaine. They would get 100%. A real bear, they would be like, give this bear coke. Everybody on the cast, you're doing coke.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be totally different. I agree. I think that it should have been way more violent, way more outrageous, all of those things for sure. And I honestly feel like a lot of the trailer, like those are some of the best parts of the film, and so I wasn't very surprised, by the rest of the movie. There was a couple times that I definitely like chuckled and thought things were funny, but it could have been much more outlandish and fun than it was. So, but I mean, even saying that though, I didn't hate my time watching it. Like, it still was entertaining. It could have been really, really great.
I really enjoyed seeing Alden Ehrenreich in here, Han Solo, which I was surprised, honestly, to see him because this is produced by Lord and Miller, who were fired from Solo as the directors, and they had to reshoot like 90% of the film after they'd like finished almost the entire film. Mm-hmm. And I know that Alden Ehrenreich was one of the people that like, the reason why it was because he was like complaining and pissed off at like the movie they were making and telling them that they like made him into Ace Ventura, and then Disney like watched it and was like, what is this, and had them reshoot it. I'd definitely be interested in seeing that cut, but I would think with kind of like the falling out, maybe like getting Lord Miller fired from Solo and him being part of that, like them producing a movie wouldn't have him in it.
Sure.
But it does, and this is years after Solo, so I have to assume this happened after that whole thing happened. So I have no idea. I just thought that was interesting. Mm-hmm. It was also really cool to see the TikTok or whatever IKEA guy in here.
He's so funny. I don't know if this is his like first. I mean, I don't know. I don't know any of his acting history.
I don't think he's done it.
But I would love to see him in more comedies because I think just from those like little short videos, like they're so funny.
I want a movie where he like works at an IKEA.
Yes, 100%. I feel like he would be good in a horror store that.
Oh yeah.
By Grady Hendrix.
Yeah.
But they need to do a better job than My Best Friend's Exorcism for that because, gosh, I think the Grady Hendrix books could be adapted to really cool stuff, but.
Because they made that Dane Cook movie where it's called like. Is it that? No, shit. No. Is it Employee of the Month or I think that's what it's called, where he works at like Sam's Club. But you could have it like that, but like an IKEA type place with him as the star. Really or at least like as one of the employees who's just pissed off and disgruntled and works in the back and whatever. I'd totally watch that movie. Anyways.
He did a good job in this.
Now, this is a minor spoiler, so if you don't want to hear this, you can shut this off. But overall, I don't know. Would I rush out to the theater to see it? No.
Yeah.
I think this is probably better for home viewing. Maybe you might be way more entertained by it than we were. It depends on what your bar is. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm desensitized, as we found out last night. I don't know. It takes a lot to get me to be like, holy shit.
Sure, yeah.
If they could have made, like, the ambulance scene a good majority of the movie, right? Where, like, when the bear is wreaking havoc, I wanted to see carnage.
Yeah.
Right? I wanted to see insanity. And it just, I don't know. I really wish that the characters and everything could have been crazier. Okay, so this is that, like, minor spoiler part. The kids in this movie do cocaine.
Yes.
Right? And it's like, this is all for nothing. And this is what pissed me off. It's like, you put kids in the movie, which already annoys me because I know nothing's gonna, like, hurt them. And it's like, you can take out the entirety of Kerry Russell and the kids stuff in this movie altogether. I don't think it's necessary at all. They're the characters to root for, I guess, is why they're in here. But all they do is slow down the movie and make me think they're never gonna get hurt. And Kerry Russell's character just kind of like, she doesn't really do anything. She doesn't really have any interaction with the bear much. The only thing that she really has is she protects the kids from the guys, the Ray Liotta and whatever, holding the gun. She kind of stands in front of him for a second, and then he like tries to toss the dude the gun, and she just grabs it and then jumps into the water, and then that's it. Like,
Yeah.
her character, and then she kind of swims over and helps the guy as a nurse. It's a very minuscule part, and she's the lead.
Yeah.
It's like, what? No. So when the kids did cocaine, I was like, you've got to use that.
Absolutely.
And I want to see like little kids hopped up on cocaine acting insane.
Yes.
And you have this bear who's insane. And I thought like maybe everyone was going to start doing the cocaine.
That's what I thought
to
too.
be able to start fighting back. But none of that kind of stuff happened. I don't want to
Yeah.
get too much into spoilers. I'm just saying, you put kids in the movie, you put them on cocaine, and then the kids act completely normal for the rest of the
Totally
movie,
normal.
do nothing in the movie, and then it's over and you're like, what's the point of them?
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff that made me just go, why? Why? Why didn't you go batshit insane? If you are going to have a scene where you give the kids coke, make that have a payoff. Make them act fucking nuts.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, like the kid that played Henry, the blonde kid, like, he was really funny and cute, like, and I think that they could have used him a lot more, especially
Sure.
with that, like, actually having, like, the reaction to cocaine.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, it was a missed opportunity for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that a lot of people, honestly, are just like, we're just shocked to see kids do cocaine in a movie to begin with, But yeah, definitely having them not have any reaction was really weird.
None. So overall, I'm definitely disappointed. I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
That's about where I'm at with it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I really, really wanted this to be like one of my faves of the year.
Me too.
When I saw the trailer and I saw the title, I was like, oh, they might go hard with this.
Yeah, of course.
And they just did not. They just did not. I think Elizabeth Banks, who directed this, just doesn't have that desire. I think she just wanted to make a film that was kind of like fun and slightly edgy, and would just get people laughing at like the title and the concept without really following through on the absolute insanity that this movie could have been. So, but that's what I'm saying. Like, who's the film for?
I know.
Like, you're there for Cocaine Bear. Everyone's there for insanity. And if someone gets pissed off because it's too gory, or get the fuck out of the theater. I don't care. It's Cocaine
love
Bear.
Terrifier 2, like the audience will find it, if it's gory. But it does feel like it's a slightly edgy movie made for mainstream audiences.
Yes.
Like, that's what it is. It plays it just safe enough.
Yes.
That people are not going to get too pissed off, but pushes like a little bit of the limits.
Just
to
a little.
Be like, whoa.
Right.
And for us, it doesn't work because we really want the limits to be pushed.
Right.
So.
Yeah. They just did a little bump of cocaine in this movie, and they should have done the whole bag. They should have Scarfaced that shit right up. But, yeah. Oh well. What can you do?
Oh well.
Moving on.